Today is September 11th. I would usually do an entire video kind of to represent my entire day, but today I'm going to do something a little different. 9/11 means a whole lot to me and my family, and probably means a lot to a lot of you. For those of you who don't understand what I'm talking about, today celebrates the anniversary that nearly 3,000 people died due to terrorist attacks here in the United States. For me personally, 9/11 kind of plays a significant role in my life, in that both myself and my brother were actually in the Pentagon on 9/11. Now, that is something that's pretty impactful on my entire life, and which got me to the point where I am now. And so I kind of just wanted to spend just a little bit here and just do a brief little talk about like my experience with it. And there will not be a full video today, and I apologize. I'll do one tomorrow kind of how my day during 9/11 went. So on the morning of September 11th, my brother and I were dropped off. It was just a typical normal day. I would have been 4 years old, and my brother would have been about to turn 3. And we were actually dropped off at the Pentagon daycare. Now, I'm going to just briefly describe my point of view, and my parents have a whole unique story of their own day at the Pentagon, but I'm just going to kind of make it simple and just talk about my personal view. So in the morning of September 11th, I can remember briefly playing Legos at the daycare, and I'd quickly looked outside, and still to the faint in the back of my memory, I can see an object flying into the Pentagon. Now, there's many different stories saying that there wasn't actually a plane, that it was a bomb, or some myth out there, but I don't know. Since I can remember, I just faintly see some object going into the Pentagon from when I was very little. So I can faintly remember an object crashing into the Pentagon. So that moment eventually led to multiple other events that played a key impact on my life, as well as hundreds of other people's lives. It was at that very moment that the teachers had rounded up all of the students and put all the little kids, like my brother and all the babies, in strollers and eventually wheeled them out. The older kids, I say older, but we were really only 4, were all paired up, so we were each given a partner, and I was given a girl. And we were escorted out kind of single file, and they ended up bringing us behind a wall. Now that wall was probably just to protect us, now looking back at it, probably to protect our eyes and protect us from seeing anything that probably would have impacted our lives more than was already impactful, and it was probably also to protect because no one really knew what was going on in that specific time frame. So while we were there, eventually my mother came and picked up my brother and I, and the little girl that I was partners with, her dad eventually came, and I don't remember this, but from what I've heard just from stories from my parents, is that the little girl was always asking where's mommy, where's mommy? And it ended up being that her mom had actually died in the plane crash in the Pentagon on 9/11. And so, I mean, it's just crazy to think that you were so close to something happening, but it was such a unique circumstance. So a lot of you have probably know someone who was affected by 9/11, and it's actually pretty crazy that I don't know if some of you guys know, but JP, he's another friend of mine. His dad was actually a firefighter at the World Trade Center on 9/11, who was a first responder. So it's just crazy to meet and see so many different people who are all impacted throughout the whole world. So that's kind of just my quick story and what I remember from that day. So I just wanted to say thank you all for kind of sticking with. Hopefully you guys understand that today I just couldn't make a video. It was more of just kind of a down, relaxing day. It's just kind of been a interesting day, I guess. Just you really take for granted the things that you have. But I don't want to make this a sorry, soppy video, so I just want to say thank you guys for, thank you just for kind of watching and sticking with it. Thank you, and I'm just gonna end the video here.